Hello guys, and welcome to part 10 of this mini Jeep build. And in this episode we're going to prepare all the parts for primer and paint. And finally we're going to lay some beautiful military green color on the Jeep. Alright, so now I'm about to take off all the air flow covers on the engine. And I'm gonna glass blast them and make them ready for paint. As you can see, I have made these reinforcements for the frame. So the plan now is to grind down the welds on the sides, on both sides here, and TIG weld these to the frame. So now the frame is fully welded and all the reinforcements are in place. So I think this frame is gonna survive World War III. So now the only thing the frame is missing is some grounding points. So I'm going to head over to the lathe and turn out some small grounding points with some M8 bolts to it and weld it to the frame. And then the frame is ready to be painted. Alright, so now we have arrived at my friend's place and we are preparing the painting room. And we're going to lay some primer on the parts. Now I'm going to grind the frame by hand and then degrease it all over again, and then we can prime it. we're going to wipe down everything with this silicone remover. So while I'm waiting for the primer to dry, I was thinking about taking the engine outside and do a real cleaning when all the covers is off. So my plan is to just put it in top dead center, add some WD-40 inside the injection and exhaust port, just stuff some paper in there and degrease it and yeah, wash it. So now the engine is as clean as it can get, and I'm thinking about removing this valve cover, because I'm going to adjust the valve lash either way, and I want to paint it green as well, and maybe this cover too, and the pointer cover, it's already painted. But I think all the levers, I think I'm gonna leave them the way they are. Maybe if I'm going to take off this lever to adjust something, I will just blast it with some soda to make it just metal clean. We'll see, but I will remove this cover and see how the engine is looking inside. And I'm going to blast it with the glass blast it, and paint it green. Alright, so it's also some kind of a breather here with a reed valve type of thing inside. And then behind we get the valves. And as I hoped for, there are screws to adjust the valve lash. That's something you don't see on a more modern or a newer engine. Then you have to grind the valve stems or the tappets. So that's a good thing. Guys can see, I couldn't let it be any more red parts on the engine, so I took it all off. And the fuel pump I will just blow with some soda, as I said earlier, and then it's gonna look like the carburetor. And the rest of the parts I'm going to paint them green as the rest of the Jeep. And I need to weld on something on top of the dipstick because it's missing the handle. Alright, so my friend couldn't wait, so he has painted all the small parts last night. And the color, they're just right. So now we're going to paint the axles and the frame. And the reason why he painted all the small parts last night instead of everything at the same time is because of all this painting dust you will get when you have put the final layer on this frame. Then go over to all the parts, it will lay some dust on top of the freshly laid paint. So that isn't any good, so we are going to take out all the small parts and paint the frame, the axles and the rings. sheet metal plates on the body. I'm going to wipe it off with some silicone remover to make sure there is no grease and oil on the plates before I'm starting to sand them down, so I don't sand the oil and grease into the plate. And when I'm done wiping off the entire body, I'm going to sand it down with some sandpaper. And then we're gonna wipe it off one more time. And then we can lay the primer. Alright, so Snorre has primed the body last night and we ran out of primer. So we're gonna add some filler on the outside of the body, and we're going to sand a little bit and do some detailed work and buy some more primer tomorrow. so today I bought some more primer and we are gonna prime the hood and the windshield and rest of the Jeep. Then the final layer of primer is laid on the hood and on the windshield as well. So next up now is the anti-chipping compound underneath and some Raptor bedliner in the flooring and some filler on the outside and some more sanding, and then it will get green. Alright, so now we're going to spray the underside of the Jeep with this Roadstone anti-chip compound. Let's go! Det är en synflötna drivet. the body is finished painted, and we are gonna try to carry it outside and put it in the van without damaging the paints.
So that was all for this time. Make sure to subscribe, because in the next episode we're going to assemble the little Jeep and maybe take it for a test drive.